Welcome to the Community Difference Wylie, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, and hosted by Lendon Wilson, owner of the Difference Media, LLC, and creator of the Community Difference series, and also sponsored by Harvey Loosier with Twilight Cleaning Services. The Community Difference Wylie was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals. So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Wylie starts now.
Good morning, Wylie, Texas, and surrounding areas. I am Lendon Wilson, creator of the Community Difference and the Business Development Alliance, and also hosting right now the Community Difference Wylie. I want to welcome everybody to our 100th episode, which is a milestone. Wylie's had the most episodes of over the last 5 years of 22 different podcasts that we've run on our channel. Wylie has hit the 100th episode milestone, and the only one to do so far. What is a Community Difference? Well, we are a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. What does that mean? Well, as small business owners, one of the biggest challenges that we have is to be seen, be heard, and be remembered. And so what we feel we can do well is we can connect and serve our communities in ways beyond what our product or service is. And by doing so, build the type of relationships within that community that help us thrive. A few things real quick just to go over before I bring in our co-host and our guests. We have had over 22 co-hosts on this show, the Wylie Show, over the last 2+ years. We've had over 200 guests. One of those including Kelly Raspberry. If you ever listen to Kiss FM, you know who that is. We've had mayors on. We've had city council people on. A lot of first responders. It's been just an incredible journey for us to this point. And then over those 2 years and those 100 episodes, we have had over 500,000 viewers. So pretty exciting when you think about it. The fact that there are 60,000 something people in Wylie, and so we're not only reaching and speaking to the people of Wylie, we're reaching far beyond that. So I'm going to bring in now and introduce my co-host for today, Harvey Loosier. Harvey knows that great business is built on great relationships, because nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And if caring means defending his love for crispy oatmeal cookies with cheddar cheese, then so be it. When he's not leading Twilight Cleaning or tracking down the best fried pickles at Bo Barbecue, Harvey's busy proving that strategic networking is the real secret ingredient to business success. Welcome, Harvey, to the 100th episode of the Wylie Community Difference. How are you?
How exciting is this, Lendon? Would you have thought 100 episodes?
Man, I tell you what, for me, and like I said, doing this over the last 5 years, I have produced or been a part of over 2,000 shows total. Yeah. That's a lot. But when you look at one community that has been able to constantly produce and serve their community, 100 episodes, that's pretty cool. And that says a lot about Wylie. When we first started, everybody talked about how special Wylie was, and Wylie's been the first one to do it. It's taken a lot of us to make it happen, but there's been a lot of good people that have contributed, and I couldn't be more grateful to all of them that were a part of that journey.
Absolutely. I'm super excited to be on the 100th show and be a part of this. So I'm looking forward to it.
Happy to have you, and I appreciate all you do for us as well. What I want to do now is I want to introduce your guest, Miss Jennifer Rhead. Jennifer Rhead believes in family first always, whether it's in life, business, or even breakfast, where peanut butter on pancakes is her non-negotiable, despite some of the side eyes that she may get from it all, right? But when it comes to building real connections, nobody does it better in her mind than the local bank there, Frost Bank. That's something that she's very fond of. She feels like when she walks in, it's less like a transaction and more like an episode of Cheers. Man, isn't that a cool thing to be thought of?
Yes, I love it.
I mean, Frost Bank should be very, very proud, because everyone actually knows your name when you're there. So Jennifer's going to be here today to show us how strong relationships aren't just nice to have, but they are the foundation of a lasting business success. Everybody, please join me in welcoming Jennifer Rhead. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
How is your day going?
It's going okay. I'm inside and not outside in the freezing cold.
Yeah, and as a plumber, this is a high demand type of weather we have right now, correct?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, we are getting tons of phone calls with people with bursting pipes or frozen pipes, and it's not good.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask both of you a couple of questions before we go to our first commercial break, and also we'll be playing a couple of videos as we go along today. So people that wanted to show the show some love. So before I go, all right, Harvey, you know what I'm going to ask. What's the deal with crispy oatmeal cookies and cheddar cheese? Am I missing something?
You are missing something, and I will tell you, my pastor at church was talking to my wife and I and said that was the best thing he had ever tried, was the hard, crunchy oatmeal cookies and a slice of cheddar cheese, and just eat those together. And I was like, there's no way that's going to taste good. There's just absolutely no way. And my wife encouraged me to try it. And I tell you what, it is the best thing ever. If you've never had it, those two put together, I'm telling you, it's the best combination that you will ever try. You have to try it.
I'm gonna trust you, and I'm gonna try it because I'm just too curious. I normally don't try a lot of things that kind of seem weird to me, and that does seem a little off the wall, but I'm gonna give it a shot. But you're telling me, so it's not Cheese Whiz.
No.
Okay, so it's actual.
No, it's
real
a slice of cheese. It's good dear least eating snacks right there, buddy. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, see, there you go. That got me all in. Jennifer, I don't know that peanut butter and pancakes is that weird. I mean,
well, and I was trying to think of it because I like hear Harvey's. I'm like, yeah, that's weird. And I don't know that I would try that.
I'll let you know if he's telling the truth or if he's not telling the truth. Deal?
Uh-huh.
So on your pancakes and your peanut butter, do you ever put a little bit of honey in there with it as well? Because
I have, yes. And I think it started because when we were little, my dad used to always do peanut butter and honey on toast. And so one time we just tried the peanut butter on the pancakes and it just kind of stuck. And now we do it all the time.
Have you ever tried that, Harvey?
Oh, yes. I'm a huge peanut butter fan. I mean, peanut butter and oatmeal cookies probably would have been better than cheese, but I had to try it to be able to testify about it. So yeah, I'm telling you, it's good. You got to try it.
Well, let me ask you this: are y'all a peanut butter and jelly sandwich person, or just a peanut butter sandwich person?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
See, I'd rather just have peanut butter, bread, and a big glass of milk. That's what I like.
You definitely would need the milk at that aspect with the jelly.
Yes, you do.
A little sticky.
Yes, you do. So,
have you ever tried the peanut butter and marshmallow fluff? That my wife calls it marshmallow fluff, but the marshmallow spread, I guess is what it's called. Yeah. That's good.
I haven't tried that.
Oh, you got to try that. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Around me long enough, buddy.
I'm gonna go with the cookies and the cheese first and see how that works out. Y'all pray for me. All right, we're gonna get ready to take a break, but before we do, I want to play a little clip that we have from Caitlin Feasel, who was our host, one of our hosts, along with Tara Padilla on our season 1. So everybody sit back, enjoy this, and we'll hit a commercial.
Hey everybody, it's Caitlin. I am super excited to celebrate the differences 100th episode. So thank you guys for asking me to be a part of it. I absolutely loved my time with The Difference, and I loved being a host of the Wylie show. And everything that I experienced was fantastic. I loved getting to network with people virtually, and it really gave the opportunity for my network to become someone else's and vice versa. And so I got to meet a ton of really great people. It shared my brand and others with a much larger audience than I could on a day-to-day basis. And so I absolutely loved my experience, and I think this is something that everyone should be a part of for a season in their business and in their life, and get to experience what truly networking is and building relationships with each other. So I wish you guys the very best. Thank you again for letting me be a part of it, and what an exciting celebration.
The Community Difference Wylie is made possible by Lendon Wilson with The Difference Media LLC and creator of the Community Difference series, and by Harvey Loosier with Twilight Cleaning Services. The Community Difference Wylie. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's up, Wylie?
All right, everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for those kind words, and I appreciate all the hard work you did in helping build the show, the podcast, and everything that went into it. You did a fabulous job, and really appreciate you, and thank you for those kind words. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about what's going on in Wylie, and we're going to talk about what's happening, big updates, important events, and some inside info that these two and myself are going to bring to you. So, Harvey, I'm going to let you go first.
All right. Well, I'm going to start in the little town of Saxe. You know, when you talk about Wylie, you really can't not leave out Saxe and Murphy. They're just part of the Wylie area, Will. So, but I wanted to give parents that have children, just kind of give them something that they can take advantage of and be able to drop their kids off and go out on a date, or just get out for a little while. But the Children's House in Saxe is having a parents' night out. This is going to be on Friday, February the 28th, from 6:30 to 10. Well, listen, the cost is only $35 for the first child, and then $25 for each additional. So price points there, guys. I mean, if you're someone to take care of your kiddos and go from there, then this is the place to be for sure. Be sure to get signed up. That they will be enjoying games, activities, snacks, and more, and just able to relax and run errands as well. So it gives you the opportunity to relax and run errands. And also, I'd like to talk about Mitchell and the Twisted Bristols. They're hosting a art and cocktail event Saturday, February the 22nd at 5 p.m. The Twisted Bristols will be providing the step-by-step guide to the painting session in this relaxed, upscale atmosphere. Everything needed to paint is included. So no experience necessary. All you got to do is just show up and have the willingness to have fun. Whether you're experienced artists or picking up a brush for the first time, this event is perfect for everyone. So tickets are only $60, and it includes all the painting supplies, an apron, snacks at the door, and doors will be open at 5 p.m. And then the painting starts at 6 p.m. So be sure to scan that QR code if you can, and get signed up as soon as possible. And let's see, the city of Murphy is having their 11th annual Rainbow Trout Roundup fishing tournament. This is February the 22nd. This is a free event, and they've divided it up now. So each age group will have their own time. So from 0 to 6 years, it's 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. 7-year-old to 12-year-olds is 11 to 12 p.m. And then 13 to 17-year-olds is 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then they'll have 3 categories, looks like. They'll have the longest, the shortest, and the heaviest string of 5. And all the information to sign up for that is at murphytexas.org. So, Jennifer, I know this would be a great thing for you to be able to take your kids to and take advantage of some fishing on a Saturday if you're able to.
Yes,
And
that would be fun.
it would. And then also on February the 21st, the city of Saxe is hosting a Daddy's Daughter Dance. And a father of 6 daughters, this is always near to me. This will be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Michael Felix Community Center. There'll be dancing prizes, snacks, photo booth, and more. And the cost is only $15 for the duo, and then $5 for each additional daughter. So, guys, you're looking for that opportunity to be able to take your daughter out and have a daughter dance, and here's the place to do it. So be sure to go to the City of Saxe website and get signed up today. So that is all I have. Now, Jennifer has a couple of things that's happening at the Wylie Chamber.
Yes, I do. So the first one is we have our 501 professional mixer, and we're actually doing things a little bit different this year. And so we're including the Saxe and Murphy chambers as well. So not only will you get to socialize with the Wylie chamber, also the Murphy and Saxe. And this month we are going to be at the South here in Wylie next Thursday the 27th from 5:01 to 7 p.m. and we're also going to be adding in a couple more things to make it a little bit more interesting, so you'll have to come next Thursday and find out what that might be. And then we also have our Ambassador 101. This is a little bit more up my alley. I am actually the ambassador chair for the Wylie Area Chamber, and we are having our Ambassador 101 workshop next Tuesday, and that will be at the Smith Public Library starting at 11:30. It is free, but we do ask that you register because lunch will be provided. And basically, it's just going to be a time where you can learn what it means to become an ambassador and what are the expectations for that program. So both things next week, and we hope that y'all can make it to one of them or both.
Now, Jennifer, do you have to be a member of the chamber to be an ambassador?
Yes, to be an ambassador, you do need to be a chamber member in good standing or a nonprofit. Yes.
So can I still come to this 101 just to find out what's going on, or do I need to remember before?
If you are interested in learning, I think you can reach out to me and just let me know. There probably is a way to do that, but you do register online through your chamber account, so you wouldn't be able to register. But if it's something that you're interested in, definitely reach out to me and we can work through that.
Awesome.
All right. Sounds good. I've got a couple of things. I'm going to jump on those real quick. On Monday at 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., we're having a Community Difference Business Development Alliance meeting at Shenanigans in Rockwall. You come out, you get about 30 minutes of networking, 30 to 40 minutes of networking. Then we have a guest speaker. This week, we're actually going to have a informal, impromptu bowling tournament. So everybody's going to split up and be on different teams, and we're going to have a little fun doing that as well. And then the following Thursday, the 27th, we're having our BDA in Plano at Love and War. Guest speaker there is going to be Shelby Williams. Last month, we had almost 70 people show up to network, enjoy lunch. We had a guest speaker there, Jim Thomas. He's a global business consultant. And then we had a panel, and we did a panel discussion on some of the topics that we talk about here as far as business skills and development and things like that. And Harvey, you were there. Tell everybody just a little bit about what you thought about that event yourself.
Well, I'll tell you what, just going and having the atmosphere of so many people there was the first, and just it really livened up the room. But the panel, I believe, was probably one of the biggest takeaways that I had. Just being able to interact with them, ask questions, and then we also got huge insights from the people in the crowd that responded with a lot of what was the conversation was with the panel. So I thought it was great.
It was really good. So I'm glad you like that. Speaking of the panel, we're going to bring in Brian Poduska, who is the host of the Frisco Show. And Brian, was I the first host, or were you the first host for Wylie?
Yeah, what's up, Wylie? love the W's, right? So this is the best What's Up segment because the What's Up Wylie kind of flows off the tongue. Yeah, no, I think I hosted the first show, certainly helped launch the show. And, so I have fond memories of the Wylie, the Wylie Community Difference show. Yeah, it was fun because we had done previous, I guess, call it special event shows for Frisco, but Wylie was the first show to have a regular weekly cadence on the Community Difference. So, yeah, super excited to see you guys reach the 100 mark. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, thank you for all that you did there too. And Frisco is on its way. Y'all, we're going to be doing the 58th episode, I believe, today of Frisco. So we're not far behind there. We'll hit that milestone of 75 pretty soon, and then we'll be at 100 probably before the end of the year.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're about a year behind, but hashtag goals, right? We're trying to catch up.
It's all about just consistency, right? And just keep going, keep moving forward.
Right.
Share. You were actually on the panel of the BDA last month in Plano. Share a little bit about your experience as far as how the whole BDA event went. You got a little bit more insight and depth to because you've been here. By the way, for people that don't know, when we started The Difference, the media company 5 years ago, Brian was the very first co-host partner, anybody that I talked to, and he was the first one to make the commitment, jump on board, and he's been here ever since. Brian, I can't thank you enough for your commitment to what we're building here and all the work you put into it. But tell everybody your opinion of the BDA and what you think about it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you provided that background because, when you approached me, whatever, five and a half years ago with, this crazy concept of networking through podcasting and, how do we build businesses through podcasting? My curiosity was piqued when I heard the topic, and that's why I agreed to, just meet you up over lunch and discuss it. And it blows my mind to think about, that discussion we had five and a half years ago to where we are now, to the point where we're having the BDAs. Right back to your question, we, like you said, we had about 70 people there. It was very well attended. The content I thought was on point. The format I thought was awesome. We had a little bit of networking time up front. We got some insights from Jim Thomas, as you mentioned. And Harvey, you mentioned the panel discussion. I participated in it. I love the fact that the audience was engaged and insightful. It just shows the quality of people that, we attracted with that event, and the quality of people that were interested in, like-minded business building. So, I thought it was a fantastic event. We've had different versions of the BDA throughout the development as we've evolved over those 5+ years, but specifically within the communities over the last year or so. And I thought that was the best BDA format, and we've had some good ones in Frisco when we were partners with the Rough Riders. With the Frisco Fighters, and had it in their arena at Comerica Center. What we did in Plano, I think, rivals that and was better in many different ways. So I look forward to, it's great to look back those 5 years, the last 2 years with the Wylie Community Difference, and how you guys have grown and changed and evolved. And I just look forward to, many more different BDA type events with the Community Differences across Frisco, Wylie, Rockwall, Plano, and then growing from there.
Yeah, I do too. Have any of you ever watched like a show that you watched as a kid and thought that it was the greatest thing ever back then? And then now when you watch it, the graphics have changed, everything has changed. You're like, oh my gosh, that's what I've seen us do here. I mean, if you look back on some of our original shows, Brian, we've come a long way. We've come a long way.
I might cringe if I look back at some of those.
I do. I'm like, man, we thought we were good then, but we just keep getting better and we keep getting better. And it's because of everybody's commitment that we all are learning together. We truly are meshing, making exceptional stuff happen. I'll say the S word that way. You can say it the other way if you want, Brian. But
yeah, I run it different at Frisco.
We're kid friendly here in Wylie, but we're building such a good community and such a strong network of people, and we really are. You know, I would like for you, if you would, to just share a little bit about what you've seen the community different shows do for you over, you know, being on in Wylie, being on in Frisco, and of course I think you've been even on the Plano show a time or two. But tell everybody a little bit about what you see as has been the big value for you.
Yeah, great question. I don't know if we have enough time on the show to go over all of it, but yeah, I mean, some of the key highlights, you know, helping launch the Wylie show was great because I really didn't have, you know, any connection to folks that operated in Wylie or that were in Wylie. And specific to this show in particular, you know, we went out to, Jennifer, you mentioned earlier some of the chamber events. We went out to one of those chamber morning meetings. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember, but it was basically breakfast with the chamber. And Lendon, you were able to do a showcase at that. And it was amazing to hear, you know, and see visually just how many people had been on the Wylie show that was in that Chamber of Commerce room that morning. You know, there were probably 60 or 70 people in there, and at least half of the room had raised their hand saying they had been involved some way, shape, or form in the Community Difference Wylie show. So that was pretty amazing to see. I got to meet a lot of great people in Wylie in the several times that I hosted the show. I got really close with some of the co-hosts and learning the What's Up Wylie segment. You know, I'm the host, as Lendon mentioned, in the Frisco community show. To see it on a smaller community level and the different types of activities was really exciting for me. But back to your question, Lendon, on the grander scale of what the participation in the difference and being here since the beginning has done for me, it's truly networking on steroids, right? Through, yeah, we're sitting around here on a screen right now, but just the quantity of amazing people that I've met through doing this over the course of several years has been incredible. It's gotten me more involved in the community, specifically within Frisco. I've been able to meet and network with folks that I probably could have if I hadn't done this, but it would have taken a lot longer and many more steps to get in touch with those individuals. Personally, for me, like I said, as I've gotten involved in the Frisco community, it's really stoked a fire of mine to get more involved with the actual community. And what I mean by that is, you know, I've applied and been accepted to Leadership Frisco. I'm in class 28. It's currently going on. Part of what spurred that was some of the folks that we had co-hosting the Wylie show were actually part of Leadership Wylie. And I asked them what their experience was with that, which again kind of drove that and stoked that fire within me to do the same thing in Frisco. So, and through that program, that's just been amazing. You know, I could go on and on about the type of people that I've met and the quantity of people that I've met, but it's just really gotten me way more involved in the community. It's stoked my inner passion to get more involved in the community personally. And you know, we can take it from wherever from there, but yeah, it's just been and frankly, I've run into people on the street who I didn't think or hadn't ever met, right? And they're like, I know you from somewhere. And they're like, oh, you're that podcast guy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Just you never know who's watching. So it's amazing how many people you're able to reach through this format, and hopefully provide valuable content to them. And that's what we always strive for.
Well, that's awesome. I've got 3 more people I want to bring on now. I want to welcome to the show Wendell Daniel, who has been a sponsor of the show now for quite a while, and we really appreciate Wendell and his support of what we've done. Cordell Reynolds was on season 1. He's another Razorback fan, Brian, so there you go. And then, of course, Jax Kreider on the Plano show and Frisco show. She does double duty, and she has been a part of this show on occasion. We're going to get ready to go to break. real quick. But before we do, I'm going to play a video from Tara Padilla, who was one of our hosts, and this is really going to put Cordell on the spot when we come back. So everybody watch this. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk to Wendell. We're going to talk to Cordell. We're going to talk to Jax.
Tara Padilla here with Texan Window Cleaning, your local exterior cleaning company. And I'm so sad that I could not be on the show today, but I wanted to say congratulations. Congratulations on 100 shows. That's huge. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. And so I'm super appreciative for each of you that have done that day in and day out, and you've gotten us this far to 100 shows. I am the Wylie Show alumni. I was the host last year. It was a lot of fun. And one of my favorite things about the community difference is truly bringing in the community. We make sure to highlight the local community businesses, bringing in top leaders from the community, and trying to help people stay informed on what's going on, whether it be events or community growth. And so that was one of my favorite things about the show. One of the funnest things about the show for me on my show was whenever we did the karaoke songs, and Cordell Reynolds actually came in and sang the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song. I think that was probably one of the most monumental moments ever. It was great. But no, I enjoyed all of my episodes. I enjoy all of the other local episodes. And Lendon, we're so appreciative for you and all the work that you've put in. 100 episodes, guys. Congratulations, and keep up the hard work.
The Community Difference would like to thank each of the following partners for their continued support. At Fireboss Realty, we believe life is about relationships, and everything else is just details. Whether you're buying or selling, Scott and Amy Johnson are here to understand your family's unique needs and deliver expert guidance on the North Texas real estate market. With a reputation for integrity and personalized service, Fireboss Realty makes your home journey stress-free and successful. Ready to make your move? Visit firebossrealty.com and let's ignite your real estate dreams.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Total Care Emergency Room now has 9 locations in the DFW Metroplex. With no appointment needed, our incredible staff will get you checked in with no wait times. Our 5-star facility is open and fully staffed 24/7. We offer extensive treatment options for patients of all ages, providing on-site labs and imaging equipment, including CT, X-ray, and ultrasound, allowing us to provide fast, convenient care for our community. Total Care ER is your neighborhood emergency room. TotalCare.us.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
Now back to the show.
All right, we are back. 100th episode coming to you live from Wylie, Texas. The Community Difference Wylie. I want to welcome in Jax Kreider, Cordell Williams, and Wendell Daniel. Wendell, we just saw your commercial. We want to say thank you so much for your support over the past season and helping us keep this thing going. Juan Payon couldn't be on today. He was on season 1 and part of season 2. and want to thank him for support as well. I want to go to Wendell now. Wendell, you've been on, you've co-hosted with us, you supported the show. Thank you so much for what you've done, and I know that you do a lot for the Wylie community. What is your favorite thought or memory about being on the show, the Community Difference Wylie?
Well, first, I guess thank you for those accolades. I appreciate it. I mean, we obviously love to support the organization and the podcast. Shut this door, a little background noise there. Everybody knows my shop. It's work in progress all the time. But I guess the favorite, there again, me as a business owner within the communities that we service. I mean, a founding business principle of mine is just relationships, and being involved in the communities. And this venue, if you will, the podcast, it's just allowed that to bring my brand to a different level, another level, and cast that net a little bit bigger and a little bit farther out to include cities that we've always serviced, but be a little bit more involved in those cities and be seen in those cities. And if you know anything about me, I have a passion for just mentoring and teaching and helping other business owners. All of us, link hook arms, if you will, and all climb the ladder of success together. And this has just been another platform for me to be able to do that.
And we appreciate it.
It just allows a whole nother venue for that to happen. Because so many of us, pick whatever degree field, pick whatever business you're in. At the end of the day, we all have the same struggles. And the more we can learn from each other, steal shamelessly, and just shorten the curve of whatever is the next thing of the day. I feel like it just helps all of us to pull together. It takes a village, I mean, I started obviously 21 years ago as a one-man show. We're running 17 trucks and 20 employees, and I didn't necessarily know how to handle any and all of that when I started. And you have to divide to multiply, and you just run into all kinds of challenges along the way. Just a plethora of all of it, whether it be taxes or employee issues or logistics, or I mean, it's if it was easy, we'd all be able to. Everybody would do it if it was easy.
Well, that's right, and there's so much we don't know as business owners, right? And so that's one of the things that we do try to do is we have a topic of the month, and we bring that topic of the month, and we give different insights, and we try to go deep into those topics so that folks that you're talking about, Wendell, all of us at some point in time, we've got a skill that we're really good at, but sometimes those other skills that you need to have to be a good business runner, you don't necessarily have. And so we feel like that we've done well with that. I want to bring in Cordell now, if I can, real quick. Cordell, season 1, dude, you were on I think you were on the second episode. So now I believe that's when weren't you second week?
Season 1, I was actually one of the co-hosts. Season 2 was the second episode where I did the Fresh Prince, I believe.
Yeah, you're going to get to do that again today too. I'm excited to see you do that. So I want to thank you again for being a part of season 1 and part of season 2, and bringing all that you brought. You brought so much knowledge and insight, and a lot of humor as well. If you have, other than your Fresh Prince, another episode or experience that you really thought was either helpful, useful, or fun, share that with us if you would.
Thinking back to season 1, and I apologize, I don't remember the young lady's name, but she came on and she talked adamantly about one of the benefits the companies over in Murphy, they focus on kids with autism. And we we started, it got me to thinking more about, people with differences and challenges. A lot of times we get caught up in our own world and not really thinking about how things are affecting people outside of our direct or immediate circle. And it got me in a position where I was thinking about people with different challenges. And that's been a big part of what we're doing now in our current business is connecting our clients with services and companies such as that, because we've somehow put ourselves in a position where a large majority of our clients have at least one of their kids that are suffering from autism or somewhere along that spectrum. And so I think having that insight and the ability to be connected with someone in the community that had access and the ability to service people with an open heart that a lot of times people may just overlook. That was one of the biggest things, and that connection came right here from this group. So I definitely want to thank you for bringing this on, and 100 episodes is a huge deal, Lendon. Congrats to you and everybody else that's been involved in it for sure.
Well, the great thing is all of us sitting here today have been a part of it. That's what I love about this, is it wasn't one person. It really wasn't one community. We came together from so many different communities, and we brought so much love and value and just the things that I think make our community so special. And that's really what the difference is all about, is to let people see what's going on in our communities and not just watching the mainstream media and hearing all the bad stuff all the time, right? There's some really incredible people. There's some really incredible things that are happening because of those people in our communities. And you guys are the ones that make that happen. So I'm so very grateful for that. I want to bring up now Jax Kreider. Hello, Jax.
Hey, Lendon, how are you?
I am good. For those of you that do not know, Jax is a co-host on Plano and a co-host on Frisco. She does 2 shows a month, and she rocks it, folks. I mean, she has got a strong social media presence that just continues to grow and develop. And Jax, you came on. I don't know if you've done a podcast before, but what I've enjoyed about getting to know you and how much I appreciate about you is just how much you dig deep to try to figure out how to use these platforms to make something happen for other people.
Yep.
That is so cool. This has never been about you.
For sure.
It's about everybody else. And that's really what the foundation and our principles are about. And you have done such a great job with that. And I'm really proud of you. I appreciate all that you do and just watching you grow that way. Tell us about your experience with the community difference and then the time that you've been on Wylie.
Yeah, of course. So first of all, I feel super privileged that I get to be a part of this community, right? And not just one, but 2. Although I will say that Brian and Nathan fight over which one I'm aligned to any particular day, right? But that's okay.
Which one are you aligned to?
I don't know. I guess, every time I fill out the sheet, I'm like, Plano, Frisco, I just flip back and forth because, I love them both. I love my co-hosts on both. And so, I can't really pick. It's kind of like picking your
You can say it. I don't see Nathan on the screen right now, so you can say it. It's Frisco.
He's backstage. He's watching. I got him right here.
Hey,
I'm not getting myself in trouble, Brian. I'm just saying. I'm not getting myself in trouble. But I've been so privileged to really get to meet so many amazing people, right? Not just like, the hosts and the co-hosts on the show, like Debbie and Lauren, Harvey. I mean, some of these people have really been big champions for me through some of the things that I've been bringing about. And so, of course, not because of that reason, but just, of course, I'm going to be champions for them, right? With Debbie's new business, Abracadoodle, and Harvey just has such a heart of gold. I mean, why wouldn't I want to support his cleaning business? And Brian and I trying to mesh and make exceptional stuff happen, Brian.
PG here in Wylie. I see.
I was going to say, he's going to correct me, I'm sure, here in a minute. But it's just really been about getting together and growing the community and, growing the platform. I think honestly, one of the hardest things to do as an entrepreneur is to get eyeballs, right? To get people to know who you are, what you do, why you do what you do. And this platform allows you to do it in such a unique way and to band together and not have to always be raising your hand like me, look at me, but like, look at us, right? Look what we're doing. Look at how we're trying to grow as people, as a community, right? Like we're trying to help. And so that's been such a pleasure. And I've enjoyed when I've come on to the Wylie show. Harvey is always such a pleasure. He's always looking to ways to level up. And I love that about him. I think one of my favorite episodes though was the joint one we did with Plano for like the Thanksgiving and the Christmas one, just mainly because hearing all the funny stories about, you know, how people do holidays and, you know, what has happened, especially Scott liked to talk about some of the snafus of the fire station around that time. That was a fun episode. So it's just been a pleasure. And it's so exciting that Wylie's hit 100 episodes. We know it'll be hundreds and hundreds more here before you know it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really,
of course,
really appreciate that. Jax, I'm gonna set you out for a second. You can stay on if you want to, but I do want to bring in one of our, if I can get him to pull up here. I think he went away. So what I'm going to do is bring Nathan in. Nathan, welcome to the show. I think you filled in on the show a couple times. You produced the show a couple times. We're going to have the battle of the cages right now to see who gets to claim Jax. So you're up, and you get to talk and tell us why Jax should be a Plano person, and then I'll give. No, I'm kidding. Tell us about your experience with Wylie.
Well, I thought Brian and I were going to get to wrestle, and I was going to like my odds in that. So I was. Why
don't we do a celebrity wrestling match for a fun range?
That'll be a pay-per-view event.
I'm down. So now I forgot the original question. What was the original question?
Just share your experience with the Wylie show and what it's meant to you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was not living too far. I'm in East Plano, so I actually spent a lot of time in Wylie, Saxe, Murphy community, going to church there. I actually have a lot of friends that still live in the area. Kind of been back in that community for some other things here more recently, and you know, just seeing that show grow. Obviously, it was the first real iteration of the Community Difference series. We kind of tried to test market first, and then we launched Wylie. And so just seeing that community grow and just the work that we've been able to do there with the difference, and also the different business connections and people that we've been able to meet. One of the groups that spawned from our church is a group called Five Loaves Food Pantry. And so I know them really well, and they actually came on the show. That was one of my favorite episodes to watch, just to see, okay, man, I knew what they were doing in the community, and to see how they were meshing with the podcast and with the difference and just getting out their message and their word, I think was really exciting. I also saw some people, Shanika and Edward Turner, who are actually really mentors of mine in our business. They were on an episode about 2 or 3 months back, and just getting to listen to them. I mean, I've heard them talk a ton of times, but just getting to listen to them share their journey and their story of success was really inspiring to me. But I love, you know, the idea of bringing people together is really the forefront of the difference. The second thing would be teaching people how to be successful together as business owners. And so I think, you know, making it 100 episodes, that's I think 50 is like a real big mark for a podcast. So 100 is like you're established, you're really doing something special. And so, you know, we've had a couple different cast members, if you will, come through the Wylie show, but we're finding our footing, obviously, with 100 episodes, and we're getting ready to do some really great things here, not only the rest of this year, but into 2026. So I'm honored to, whenever I do get to fill in, whenever I get to produce, which hasn't been in a while, which is probably good because it means good things are happening. But just excited to be here, be asked to be on the show and just share a few minutes. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to see what comes next.
Well, thank you very much. Debbie, we're going to bring you up next, and I want you to share a little bit about your experience with Wylie. I know that you filled in here, and you filled in on just about all of them at one point.
Yeah.
And Debbie's another one like Jax that when she first came on the Frisco show and we met, I knew the challenges going in of podcasting, and I knew that Debbie wanted to do this and had it in her heart. But what I didn't know is how much she was going to put into this and how much she was going to drink the Kool-Aid, right? Do you have your Kool-Aid cup in front of you? All right, there you go. So she completely transformed this person that I met the first time that I ever saw her into this professional that nobody wants to mess with. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. She's not going to beat you up or anything like that. But she just has the processes, the procedures, the things that she has taken from this program and given back to it. I can't thank you enough for what you've given. But Debbie, share your story now.
Yeah, actually, Wylie was one of the very first shows that I hosted. I went from being a co-host probably about 6 months, and then was asked to actually fill in as the host. And it was one of my best shows. I had a blast, and it really, that then inspired me to want to start being a host and getting my own show, which I definitely am working on in my own town in Little Elm. And I think what really struck me that day too, it was all women. We rocked it. I mean, it was so much fun, and that show, though, I just saw how small towns like Wylie, like Little Elm, like all of these smaller Rockwall, all these smaller towns, how they have a family type thought process with business owners. And it really drew me to, and I just loved the interaction, and we just had so much fun. We had a lot of laughs, and I actually have hosted twice in Wylie, and each time they were just awesome. And so that was kind of my starting point of hosting, and put that fire in me. And so I'm gonna get there. I'm for sure gonna get there, and I'm just so excited that I could share with this huge celebration of 100 episodes, and so excited for Harvey to continue this on with Wylie, because I know he's just gonna rock it, and great to be here.
Awesome. Well, I know a few people have got to jump off, and I really want to thank you guys for your time that you took today to be come back and be a part of our show. Cordell, I love you, man. You're an Arkansas guy just like me, and but before you go, I got to put you on the spot. So we need to hear the karaoke version of Fresh Prince.
Karaoke version. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
See if I can remember this, man. I hadn't done it since that day, I don't think. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days, chilling out, maxing, acting all cool, and shooting some b-ball outside of the school. And a couple of guys, they were up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I get into one little fight, and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your aunt and uncle in Bel Air."
All right. Very good. Very good. All right. I appreciate that. All right. What we're going to do now, all of y'all that want to stick around, please do, because we've got a few more minutes left, and we are going to get to Jennifer Rhead, believe it or not. She's not just sitting here looking pretty today. We're going to go into a guest deep dive with her in just a little bit. We're going to hit a very, very short break. So y'all know what that means. It's a short break, 38 seconds, not a 2-minute break where you can run and take care of business. Everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference Wylie would like to thank the following partners for their ongoing support.
We are Cloud Staff, enabling remarkable growth for businesses everywhere with our pioneering enterprise-grade remote work solutions. We are on a mission to help business owners scale while reducing costs by matching you with an amazing staff, mobilizing your team, and helping manage business performance, making us the #1 workplace as remote work gets done. Connect with us to access the world's top talent and discover how we can enable remarkable growth for your business.
And now, back to the show.
All right, we are back. I see a bunch of people jumped off, and that's okay. Wendell, do you have anything else to share with us?
No, not really. I just was gonna, a while ago, I was gonna, I'm always saying, you know, I wish I could have made this up, but I didn't really make this up when things happen, you know, as business owners. And then one day out of the blue, I get a call from Harvey. It goes, I wish you wouldn't have made this up because it just happened to me. You remember that, Harvey?
I do. Unfortunately, I do.
But no, I enjoyed that having me on, but I'm going to have to hop off too. I got to keep my agenda rolling. But I
all right.
appreciate
Well,
the
Bud, I really appreciate you supporting us and all you've done for us, and all you do for the community of Wylie in general.
You bet. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
All right.
We look at you as the mayor of Wylie. Okay. Don't tell the real mayor.
Well, there's probably a reason why I'm not, because I probably am not politically correct. That's probably why I'm not the real mayor of Wylie. So,
all right. Well, thank you for coming on today. All right. Brian, you got any last words? I know you got to jump to, and then we're going to get into talking with Jennifer. But again, thank you for coming on and celebrating this moment with us today.
No, my pleasure. I appreciate you guys having me back. I just a big congratulations to the team and City of Wylie for keeping this going for 100 episodes, and look forward to 100 more. Just an awesome show. You guys are the pioneers officially. Like I said, we had a few special episodes in Frisco, but you guys were the ones who started the weekly cadence. So you guys have come a long way, and keep up the good work, and just happy to be part of it in some way, little way, shape, or form.
Well, you know, everybody says little way, but it's everybody's doing big things, and that's really what's made the impact, I think, is and being able to see everybody in almost every show. That's why I get so grateful for all that everybody's put into it, because we can't do this without the people that participate and what we get to bring to our community. So again, thank you for being the real OG.
Yeah, well, I guess that means I'm old, is what that O stands for. But no,
Yep.
Happy to be a part of it. And tune in today, 2:30. We got the Frisco show. If you had nothing to do at 2:30, say hello there. But again, my pleasure, guys, and enjoy the rest of the show. Jennifer, enjoy your spotlight, and good to see y'all. Take care.
Thanks. Bye. All right, and now it's the Jennifer show. It's what you've all been waiting for. Harvey, I'm going to let you take this one over, man. You sent me those questions, and really good. I think we're going to get to learn a lot about Jennifer today and Rhead Plumbing, and that's what the community wants to know about, right?
Absolutely, and I think knowing a plumber today over the next couple of days might be something that will come in handy with all the freezing temps and everything else that's going on. But yeah, this gives a huge opportunity to get to know Jennifer a lot more. And then, I wish we could have the same opportunity to get to know Joe as well. But through Jennifer, we'll get a little bit of insight of who Joe is too, as well. So, Jennifer, I wanted to start off with a couple of fun questions. If Rhead Plumbing has a mascot, what would it be and why?
So I was thinking about that, and I was actually talking with Joe about it too. And one of the animals that we came up with was a raccoon, only because the raccoons use their hands a lot, and that's something that plumbers do all the time. And so we envisioned this raccoon holding maybe a pipe wrench or something like that. So that's what we came up with.
Okay, so now we've created a new slogan for you, or I guess logo, I guess, would be the best word, so we can get that raccoon on there for sure.
Yeah.
So let's get what's the funniest or most unexpected plumber that you've ever encountered? And I guess this would probably be a better question for Joe, but I'm sure you know all about it, so share that with us.
I think it always comes down to things that go down the drain or down the toilet, because you never know what. Typically it's a child that puts something down the drain. But one day in particular, we had someone who called that had lost their prosthetic eye down the drain. And so that was one that I think we'll never forget. Unfortunately, it had washed way down before we could get there that day. And so Joe was not able to recover that. But that was one that he was like, just think if he had his camera down there and saw this like eyeball staring back at him. So that's definitely the strangest one that we've had.
Definitely would have been funny for sure. What's one thing you wish more business owners understood about working with people such as us?
I think it's just that we're not out there just to take your money, that there are, good, honest plumbers, HVAC, anyone in the trades that really just want to help you and to do a good job. Like that's one thing when we started our business that we wanted people to know, like, if we can help you without replacing something or, we don't want it to be the most expensive for you. And so I think that that's one thing that, if we can share, there are those good people still out there.
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that really caused me to gravitate to you guys and just, you're one of my best referrals in the city of Wylie as far as plumbers go, just because you have that heart and passion to not overcharge someone, and you actually give them the advice that they need before you even show up. I mean, if you can give them that advice and they can fix it on their own, you're willing to do that. So it's not all about making that money for you guys. And
we just did that the other day. Someone had called and their water heater wasn't working, and Joe was able to walk them through that over the phone. We didn't have to go there, and now they have hot water. And so if we can definitely do that, we will do that to help people.
Yeah, and that says a lot about Joe's character and obviously reading in Joe. So I know I appreciate that, and that's one of the main reasons why I love referring you guys out for sure.
Well, we appreciate it, Harvey.
How do you and Joe balance the business and personal aspect of running a company together? And me and my wife run Twilight, so I know this could go all kinds of directions here, Jennifer. But I'm curious as a co-owner with my wife, your response on this for sure.
I think the main thing is we both have our own duties. I do everything from the office and he's doing everything in the field. And I think that has really helped because we're not in each other's business too much. If there are times where he needs to answer the phone because I'm busy at a meeting, he will do so. But otherwise, he knows not to touch the books or to do anything with the money stuff. And I know I can't be out in the field doing his job either. So I think that's really helped us just keep those clear boundaries. Obviously there are days where we get frustrated with each other because I can't read his writing on something, or I'm not understanding why he's not done with a job yet. But I think for the most part, as long as we stay in our own lane, we're good.
Yeah. I think that's the best advice because I'm always telling my wife, we have to establish lanes. And a lot of times we can see each other cross into those lanes, but I think that's when the battle begins, is when we start crossing into each other's lane. So I'd love to be a fly on the wall when you're trying to get Joe to explain to you what he wrote down here. I mean, I can't understand what you wrote down. So, but I totally understand where you're coming from because it's definitely a challenge working with your spouse. I would be, and this isn't one of the questions, but I would be curious to know, Jennifer, how do you separate that though? When it's 9:00 at night and it's really not time to work, if you will. How do you separate this from your personal life?
One of the things that we did straight from the beginning is we set business hours. We knew we were going to be a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 company. We were not going to be doing calls on the weekends. We were not going to be doing, emergency calls, because that was a big reason why we wanted to go on our own, is we wanted that time with our kids and our family. And we, obviously if we're home and a customer calls and they have an emergency and we're not doing anything, we will help them. But our customers have grown to know, if they call us on a Saturday, they might not hear from us until Monday, and they'll even say that in their voicemail, just give me a call on Monday. But I think with those clear expectations from the beginning, people know, and that's really helped.
Awesome. One of the things that I admired about you is your ability and how you network. And so that kind of leads me to the next question that I have for you. Have you found more success through the traditional networking or by building long-term business ecosystems?
Definitely long-term. And that was a goal of mine. We didn't grow up here. We've only lived here for 8 years. And so we didn't have that network of, friends and family to fall back on when we first started. And so I really needed to go out into the community and form those relationships. But I feel like, with these long-term ones, it makes it easier to refer people, because when you truly know someone's work ethic and know who they are as a person, it just makes it easier to have those business relationships. Whereas, if I'm just seeing you randomly at a networking event, but we don't really talk and I don't really know who you are, if someone calls and needs their, help, I am probably not going to refer them because I just don't know who they are. I know how we operate, and those are the like-minded people that I want to be able to offer our customers as well. So I know that they're taken care of. And so I think those long-lasting relationships are key through all of it.
I love that. If I'm new to the area, or let me back up and say it like this: if I'm new to networking, Jennifer, and I'm calling you getting advice on what would be the best strategy for me to network, what would you tell me?
I would just say be consistent. Show up to whatever you want to do, whether it's events with the chamber or through a different networking group, but be consistent and show up. When I first started going to stuff with the chamber, there were no other plumbing companies coming, and there's maybe been one or two throughout, but I just, when you can show up and people can put a face with a name and they see you weekly at whatever event or whatever meeting that is, it's going to stick with them. And so I think that that's just the main thing, is be consistent and show up.
That's good. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I love that. So tell me this: what's a partnership that has completely transformed your business in a way you didn't expect?
There's been several, and I think one of them is with Martin Heating and Air. So having that connection with an HVAC company who also, is a small family-owned business and really wants to truly help people and not go out trying to upsell the next person. And so that was a relationship actually that started back in the chamber on a Wednesday morning where I met Steve, and we just continued to foster that relationship. So I know if we have a customer that has, problems with their AC or their heating, we're going to give them Steve's information, and vice versa. I know some of our biggest paying jobs have came as a result of Steve and him just being out there and sharing our information as well. And so that's one partnership that, we probably wouldn't be where we are without it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you this, and this will be our last question for this show. If you could give one piece of advice to a business owner looking to build a strong reputation in their community, what would that be?
Be involved, and not just, I mentioned showing up to the meeting, but going the next step, being involved in events, helping where you can, and going into it with how can I help somebody, not what am I going to get out of it for me. There's so many times it's like you're I might not even mention our plumbing business while we're out, but people are going to see you in the community, whether it's, helping with an event at the food shelf or other community events or things with the chamber. So being able to give back to your community and just being involved, I think makes a huge difference, especially, not only at the very beginning, but as you can continue on throughout the years, as being that face in the community that people know.
That's good. That's good advice. I know 2 years ago when I came into this field and was trying to learn how to network, what you were doing was one of the things that I tried to mimic. You and Wendell Daniel, for sure. Wendell's all about mentoring people and teaching people, and you get into a lot of these arenas, if you will, these networking arenas, and everybody just wants to meet up, but all they're doing is trying to sell their service to you. And instead, when I was meeting with you guys or talking with you guys, it was more about, hey, how can I help you? And so I love that aspect of what you brought, knowledge that you brought to me, and the hope that you have for that. So that's awesome, Jennifer. I truly appreciate that. So.
Well, I appreciate you too, Harvey, because you're definitely one of those people who, when I need help with things, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to call Harvey because I know that he can show up, and your wife too, and help, where it's needed. And so I truly appreciate you as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Lendon, what do you think?
Well, I got to know more about Jennifer today. I mean, she's been on. This is your third time to be on, or your second time?
I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. It's one of the 2. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I appreciate you being on today and being part of our 100th celebration. And thanks for sharing all those things about yourself, especially the raccoon thing. I think that's a good addition to the logo. So I want you to tell everybody before we go, though, just make sure and it's been scrolling at the bottom, but make sure they know how to get in touch with you and Rhead Plumbing, especially this time of year and days like today.
Yes, definitely. You can go to our website at rheadplumbing.com, or also give us a call or text us at 469-756-9816.
All right. Well, again, thank you for being on. Harvey, do you have any last words? I mean, not like last words forever, but your last words for today's episode.
No, I don't. I'm so excited that I was able to be a part of this 100th episode, and super excited that that Jennifer was able to be our guest here as well. So, and I look forward to the next 100th episode. Hit that 200 mile mark in Wylie. So let's keep it going.
That'd be pretty good. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching again our 100th episode. And if you guys wasn't watching, we couldn't keep going. So thank everybody for being here. And you want to stay tuned. We will not have a show next week, but we'll be back the following week with a lot of good guests, a lot of good information, and we'll see everybody then.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Wylie was made possible by Lendon Wilson with the Difference Media LLC and creator of the Community Difference series, and by Harvey Loosier with Twilight Cleaning Services. The Community Difference Wylie. Together, we can make the difference. And